love this little microphone so much. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Jordenspeaks podcast with your girl, Jordan. Thank you so much for coming back. This is episode 4. Thanks guys for coming back. And please, you lot already know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow me at Jordenspeaks on all the platforms. So on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me just for updates about this podcast, updates about what's been going on, just to hear my rants and raves throughout the week. You guys know I ask you all the time. And thanks for hanging in there with me. Like, I've been loving the comments I've been getting. It's been so much fun. I've been having a great time. I am exhausted. So this is going to be a very short episode this week, guys. A very short episode, but hang in there with me. We're going to do the normal structure, but let's get straight into it. So as you guys know, I always start off an episode with a am I the arsehole? Because Reddit stories are my life. I love them so much. They make me laugh so much. But this is an interesting one. And this is a new one. Like, this has just come out, 15 hours ago. So hot off the press, okay? Hot off the press. So let's get into it. Am I the asshole for wanting to cheat on my boyfriend? Okay. It sounds like you are, but let's get into it. So this is what they're saying. Before you come at me, my boyfriend, male 27, cheated on me back in 2022. I don't know if he told me the whole truth, but he basically went out with my ex-best friend. He said he made out with her quite a few times, but he insisted saying nothing happened between them. That it was just all that it was all just making out and no sex. They did go out on a few dates, which effed me up, to be honest. While I don't believe that's just it, we still made up and got back together. Why? Why did you make up and get back together if you didn't believe what he was telling you? Because I will say it every opportunity I can say it, I will say it. Trust your gut feeling. If your gut feeling is telling you something else has gone on here, something else has likely gone on there. Anyway, I digress. So, but even if it has been almost 2 years since, I still can't get it off my mind, and it bothers me a lot. He's been trying to make up for everything, I think. He's sweeter now and would do things I'd ask him to do, but we'd still get into fights about what he did before. And when we do, I ended up becoming the villain for hurting or thinking he'd do it again. Because honestly, he promised to not make me worry again, but his actions prove otherwise. Okay, he'd still be clingy around other girls and would still try to get their attention. Oh, I don't know if he notices that. That's the way he's acting. But anyway, I thought maybe if I get back at him, he'd understand what I went through. I know it's dumb and petty. I might even end up getting myself hurt, but I just can't take it any longer. Am I the asshole? You're not the asshole, but you're clearly hurt. You don't trust this guy. Break up with him. Why will we do everything except break up with a person? We will think about cheating. We will think about getting our own back. We'll be thinking about revenge. We're thinking about everything else, when actually the solution here is glaring you in the face. It's glaringly obvious. Break up with him. It sounds like you didn't forgive him. It sounds like his behavior hasn't changed that much. You're still concerned about how he's going on around other girls. Although he's sweeter now and he does things you'd ask him to do. This is all pretty bog standard and mediocre stuff. And it sounds like you're not over it. You've been hurt and you're not over it. So why are you trying to stay in this relationship when clearly it's not for you? It's not working out well. And obviously he hasn't added his perspective, but I bet he's also probably quite miserable because he knows that you haven't gotten over it. So you guys are having arguments about stuff, but actually you're probably not even addressing the issue. And the issue here is that you don't trust him because he was with your ex-best friend in 2022 and we're in 2024 and you're still holding it over his head. It's over. It's over, isn't it? It's done. You're not the asshole. You will be the asshole if you cheat on him, but you're not the asshole. Just break up and move on. Sharp, sharp and short. Break up and move on. So I've been thinking about this segment of my podcast because it's still sort of taking shape. You guys who have been here from the first episode probably can see that already. But I think I'm going to name this section of the podcast What's Pissed Me Off. Because why not? And actually, that's what I talk to. That's my target audience. That's who I speak with. Like, that's the women I work with. Throughout the week, I just see so many things. So this section of the podcast is going to be called What Has Pissed Me Off. And let me tell you guys, so I was scrolling through the timeline as I always do, and I came across a video of this young girl, and it was her daughter, cute little daughter, maybe like one, all dressed up, had her hair done, wearing a cute little dress, and the words were like, this is how my day started. And then the next piece of video was of the little girl dressed in different clothes with her hair shaved off, and it was like, this is how the day ended, or something like that. I think I reposted it, so go onto my TikTok and you can see. And I was like, what? Anyway, turns out the mom of this child has dropped this little girl to her grandma's house, like, you know, to grandma's house to look after her. The mum's gone out with, I think, on a girl's like brunch, but it's fine. Granny's looking after the baby, and has come back to collect the child, and Granny has cut off the child's hair and also pierced her ears. Didn't tell the mum, no prior notice or warning of what was going to be happening. Just, here's your child. Here's your child. And I thought, you what? Oh, and this time it's not my child. I don't know these people from Adam or Eve. I don't know them. I've never seen them before in my life. My blood was boiling. Imagine you drop your child off with a trusted family member or friend or professional, whoever it is that who looks after your child, and you come back and their hair, oh my God, their hair is cut off and their ears are pierced, and you've given absolutely no permission for any of these things to happen. Oh my goodness. So the content creator had to she basically made another video to explain what had happened, and she explains what I've just said, and she was just like, yeah, I mean, I couldn't really confront my mum because, you know, it was done. What could be done? What could be done? And I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm not even a confrontational person, but do you think you're looking after my child ever again? Do you think you're looking after my child ever again after you've balled off her head? And it wasn't even like a cute little trim, or, you know, it was a little, no, as in clippers, and had shaved the girl's head down. There was no hair on this child's head. Do you think you're ever looking after my child again? This is grounds for absolute arguments. This is grounds for absolute arguments. It's wrong. And you know why it's so wrong? I'm even getting annoyed talking about it. You know why it's so wrong? Is because I believe when people move in silence, you know what you're doing is not right. So if the granny had mentioned, you know, oh, I think I might cut her hair today, or, you know, maybe she'll look better with her haircut, or had mentioned something that would suggest that is the action she was going to take. Okay, like, I would think not honest mistake, but you clearly it's not a big deal for you, or you've had thought or reason behind it. The fact that you haven't mentioned anything to the mother who's just dropped her child off because you're going to look after her for a little while, you've gone and done this in silence, lets me know that actually you are in the wrong. You are fully in the wrong, and you know you're in the wrong, because how could you do that? How can you do that? I don't have children. One day I hope to have them. But I see these scenarios come up often, and I'm like, why do people not have boundaries when it comes to children? Why do people lose boundaries when it comes to children? And children, as in like people trying to like force children to like hug them or call them particular things, or shaving their hair without anyone's permission, or why do boundaries become difficult around children? And it's something that I really struggle with. This could never happen to my child. This could never happen to my child. I could not drop my child off with somebody who I trust and they go and they make such a decision without notifying me. It can never happen. Please, God, please, it can never, ever, ever happen, because that's too much for me. This content creator, I mean, I think it must have happened maybe like a while before she'd made the video, because she was really calm and she explained it. I don't think she even really got that upset about it. I think she was just saying she was just in shock. And maybe shock is the best response, because if you just are instantly upset, who knows what would happen. But I think I would be instantly upset. And also when we think about the history of hair and what is associated with a black woman's hair, it was a black child and a black mother. Like it just all feels very deep. It just all feels very deep that you have gone and cut this little girl's hair without telling the parent that that's what you're going to do. Go to my TikTok page. I may do a stitch to it. I don't think I even did a stitch to it because I was so annoyed. But I probably should. You guys will see it there. Because the video did the rounds, but fuming, it pissed me off. I was so angry. But hair does grow back. Yes, it does. But you know what doesn't grow back as fast? Trust. And I would struggle to trust that person, and in this case, the grandma, to care for my child again. But that's all I have for you today, guys. That is it for today's episode. I told you it was going to be short and sweet. Very short and sweet, because I'm so tired. I've got things I need to do, but I wanted to make sure I got an episode out to you guys this week, because I'm being consistent. 2024 is about consistency. Like and share. Send this to somebody. Send this episode to somebody who maybe has had a similar issue with maybe their in-laws or their parents or whoever just not respecting boundaries when it comes to their child. Send them this episode. I'd love to know their comments. You guys know what to do. Follow me at Jordenspeaks. Follow me on my socials. DM me. Let me know if you guys agree with my am I the asshole scenario, and whether you agree about what I said about the cutting of the child's hair. It's even annoying me describing it. But I shall see you all next week. Okay, thanks. Bye.